Hi everybody, so welcome back to part 4. I know my last video I said part 4, but that's part 3. So I've done so many different videos that I got the sections mixed up. So this one's part 4, the last one was part 3, even though I said part 4 in there. So that was talking about the variety and how to make your dressings and your meals and everything. So this video, we're going to talk about the finances. So this is a big one too. This is also another determining factor for people, a determining factor for people if they're going to go vegan or not, or plant-based or not, because finances is a big one. You have to be able to buy your food in today's day and age. We live in a concrete jungle, so we have to work to make the money and to pay for our food. And then of course there's people who have figured it out where they can grow their own garden and grow their own food, and or at least a majority of their food, and do it that way, which is the most ideal for sure. But not everybody lives in those perfect environments, and a lot of people sometimes they just don't have the green thumb, or they just don't have time to do it, or they just can't keep up with it. Or there's people who are in colder climates, but you definitely in the colder climates you can still grow your own food. It's just you have to provide the environment, and that costs money too. You have to provide the climate indoors, or however you do it. You have to provide that warmth and sunlight if you're going to grow it in cold climates, and that can get pretty spendy too. And so it shows you that we are meant to be in warmer climates. That's where our food grows. So if you ask me, it's just my opinion. But anyway, so for finances, so a lot of people, most people, they can't really afford going online and buying fruit, exotic fruit, for hundreds of dollars, and chancing it that by the time it gets to them that it's actually going to ripen properly, number one, and number two, that it doesn't mold quickly, or there's a couple in there that's already moldy. You're really risking it when you order online, but it is an option. I mean, I've done that several times. I still do it to this day, this very day. It is risky though, because you got to really find the right supplier too. And but of course, sometimes you just don't know, because there's fruits out there that they may look perfectly fine, but for some reason, they just don't ripen, and they stay rock hard for the longest time, and then they just kind of go kaput. So it's kind of hard when you've spent so much money and having it get to you and then have that happen. And a lot of us don't have the extra money to do that, but we can do it from time to time. So that's why, again, we have to most of us stick to what we can find in the grocery stores and what's in our area. So when it comes to our finances, I think it's good to understand that no matter how whatever you pay for your plant foods, you're actually saving money in the long run, okay? So when you look at how much you pay, or if you still eat animal products and meat and dairy and everything, look how much you pay for the meat and all the dairy and everything, okay? And then you got to factor in all of those doctor visits, all of those oral dental visits that you do, that when they find problems in there, all of the eyesight problems, okay, all of the bodily problems that happen, okay, up until this point that you've had while you've eaten an omnivorous diet or a carnivorous type diet, okay. And then we don't know what our future holds, but we can look at more of the elderly population and see the state of their health, because a majority of people, we can compare, people who ate more of an omnivorous diet and carnivorous diet versus vegans and plant-based people, and see them in their elderly years, and you'll notice that the ones who have incorporated animal products in their diet most of their life, they're the ones that have the most health problems and are seeing the doctor more often and are on medications and having all these pains and problems and everything. Are we exempt from that? No, we're not, but we definitely know we can deduce that probability way, way down to dang near zero when we take care of ourselves, learn about our bodies and what it really needs, and take care of it now so we avoid those problems in the future, right? So when it comes to our finances, yes, we save money. You save money in the long run by going vegan and plant-based. And Loren Lockman talks about even the people who eat an unhealthy vegan diet, even the ones who eat and like the more less optimal vegan like meat, plant-based meats out there now, and plant-based cheeses out there, even people who eat that, they are still healthier than the ones who eat animal products and dairy. That really goes to show you how bad animal products are for your body, and as far as cooking goes as well too. But just the fact that it's an animal product, that shows you how bad of an effect it has on your body versus processed plant products out there. So, but yeah, the plant products in the stores, of course, can be very expensive. Now, your vegan diet, plant-based diet, and even raw vegan diet doesn't have to be expensive. It can be affordable, and it actually it is, because you have to do kind of, I wouldn't say out of the ordinary, but you just have to do it. So number one would be, of course, finding those suppliers and outlets where you can buy produce for cheap. Buy the clearance fruit. That a lot of stores, they kind of put produce out there for like 99 cents, a lot of them, and because they're about to go or they can't sell them, but they're actually still very, very good. That's what I do. I do that a lot with a lot of my produce. And so, and then of course, asking your produce department if you can purchase in bulk, if you can purchase a certain fruit or produce, plant food that they have offered, if you can buy it in bulk, or if they're going to throw anything out, if you can go ahead and go through their stash, and if it's okay to take, if they require a little bit of payment, or if they say, hey, just take it for free. You'll never know until you ask, right? You never know until you ask. And then of course, a lot of people just at your work and your neighbors, and of course if you live in a place where fruit trees are growing, your neighbors can give you free fruit, because the fruit and the produce is so abundant on the plant that they can't eat it all, and they share it with the neighborhood, or they share it with people at work because they just have too much. And that's another way where you can get free produce and very good produce, because it's not sprayed with chemicals or anything, because it grows straight in their yard, depending on how they took care of the plant. But that is a good way of searching for produce for the cheap, and always keeping your eyes peeled for those special deals too. And then of course we want to buy in bulk too. So of course everybody knows the bulk food stores, the whole food stores, of course, like Costco and Sam's Club, and then any other bulk food store that you have in your store. Of course, that's where we can buy things at a cheaper price and buy more too. So there's a lot of different options out there. So you just have to, again, step out of the box, open up your mind, and take those steps. Just start with one source, and see what you can get. And you'll be surprised at what you can get for the cheap. And so a lot of people also, depending on how optimal you want to go when you first start off, of course, rice, beans, and grains are cheap, and especially when you buy them in bulk. Amazon.com, okay? I mean, and then when it comes to really good protein amino source, if you're really focused on that, is your sprouts. Never buy your sprouts at full price in the store, even if they have them on sale, because you are essentially kind of wasting your money. You are getting hardly anything and paying like a fortune for it. When you buy those microgreen seeds, those sprouting seeds in bulk online or wherever in your area, buy them in a bulk package and sprout them at home. It is so easy to sprout. I have a bunch of sprouting videos for you guys as well. Of course, there's a lot of other vegan channels out there that show you how to sprout, and it's as simple as having a mason jar, or it's even as simple as having just a cup Okay, starting off with a little cup. If you just want to do a little bit, start with a little cup and just putting water in there and then letting it soak overnight and putting like a blanket over it. Doesn't have to be cheesecloth. And then strain it the next day, and then keep rinsing it. It makes it a little bit more difficult, but it's still doable. So it's saying like, what I'm trying to get at is like anybody can do this no matter what you have. Sprouting is so easy to do. You get sprouts within a couple of days and you've got pure, good nutrition and lots of protein, believe it or not. And when you invest in those mason jars and good sprouting lids, you can just have a sprouting party. And my goodness, you save so much money by just buy them by the pounds and the seeds by the pound and grow your own sprouts at home. And then of course the herbs are so easy to grow at home too. And then starting your own little lettuce crop and stuff, or even planting your own fruit tree in a pot or something like that. Like I wouldn't say super easy to do, but I mean, it's easy to do. You just have to maintain it and give it what it needs. And so, but it's doable. Very doable. Alrighty, everybody. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to stop right there. It's gone on long enough for you guys. Like and subscribe if you so desire to do so. Just remember, I'm on other socials as well. The link to those websites are in the description down below. Put a big old smile on your face today. I hope I did that for you guys. Have a fantastic day today, and I'll see you next video. Bye, guys.